You are now locked in and listening to The Issue.
This guy is a franchise quarterback, and no, I don't want to hear any pushback on that.
It feels like a top 10 roster to me. It feels like it can win a championship.
This is The Issue.
Yo, what's up? We are back. It is The Issue. Thursday, June 6th, episode 229 here. We got a good one. Some drama in the NFL now. So we're getting closer to the season-ish. So we're into OTAs now, all that good stuff. Getting ready for camp and everything like that to really see more of a picture of the league, what the league looks like and the full landscape of everything. But today we're going to talk receivers to start the show. Justin Jefferson gets paid. Tim's going to start off with a rant on that. Then we're going to finish things off for the first segment in hits and misses. Coming out of the first segment into the second, we will have the 5 worst contracts in recent memory. Are we doing, and that's just NFL, correct? So
yeah, NFL contracts.
NFL contracts, the 5 worst.
Yep.
And then we're going to discuss the Chargers and kind of talk about their season outlook, what things can look like in Los Angeles. And, of course, finishing things up with Last Call, one of our newer segments this week. Top fast food chains.
Yeah, we didn't even put a number on it, but just, we're just going to volley it back and forth.
Yeah.
I think I know what our number one's going to be.
I know what mine is.
Okay.
For sure.
Yeah, well, I think I know what mine is as well.
Anyway, guys, thanks for being here. No matter how you are, no matter how you found us, we are on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, iTunes, iHeartRadio, the iHeartRadio app, and, of course, YouTube. So, go stream it, watch it, listen to it. We appreciate it. That's the issue.
Yeah, I'm excited. So Justin Jefferson gets, 4 years, $140 million, largest contract ever for a non-quarterback. $35 million roughly a year. I don't know exactly what it breaks down to, whether it's front-loaded, back-loaded, whatever. It doesn't really matter for a wide receiver as much as it does like a quarterback or something. But there's two camps, I guess we'll say, affected by this, and that includes a lot of people. But one would be the Vikings, right? What does this mean for the Vikings? Well, 2 things. They're really good left tackle, Christian Darrisaw. He's going to need paid next summer at this time. Right, so you're going to have another big contract coming, but you're not paying your quarterback anything, right? J.J. McCarthy, first-round pick, will be making, I don't know, what is it, like $8 million for the next 4 years? Not even that, I don't think. Sam Darnold's on like a 1-year, $10 million deal, I think, something around that. So they're not paying their quarterback position anything. They're obviously saying, hey, we're going to go big on offense here. The defense is pretty cheap. Danielle Hunter's gone. He was their most expensive player last year from a defensive standpoint. He's gone. They went out and got like 1 edge rusher. But they're basically saying, hey, we're going to really go in on offense. But what this means for J.J. McCarthy is whenever you play, you have to be good. He has to be good instantly. Like, really good ASAP. Right, so say he sits the first, I don't know, we'll call it 8 weeks of the year, right? He plays about half of his first year. I think they'll give him his first year to be like, okay, we'll figure some stuff out. You don't have to be great year 1. By year 2, he has to be full-fledged, top 15 starting quarterback in the NFL. Right? Because they basically said, hey, our window to win is rookie contract J.J. McCarthy. And that may be true. But he's got to be good right now, ASAP, ready to lead them to a Super Bowl level thing, or everybody's getting fired. Right? They have the next 4 years. If they don't make it a substantial playoff run, Kevin O'Connell's looking for work. The GM's looking for work. Jefferson's moved on. They're going to strip it all down in 3 or 4 years if this doesn't work out. Right, so because they're going to go all in on Jefferson with the money, they're going to pay Christian Darrisaw a ton of money next offseason. He has to be good, really, really good, really quickly. That's the reality situation for most of these rookie quarterbacks, though. Same thing with Caleb Williams. Now, granted, he's going to get a longer runway because he's generational. Well, at least I think so. He's my guy. But he's going to have to be good, too. So that's the Viking side of it. They're basically saying, hey, we think JJ is going to be really good, and he's going to have to be really good because we're going to go all in on every other position. We're going to go spend money and just pray because we have a cheap quarterback that we can get to the Super Bowl, load up the roster, and he's going to be good enough to get us there, a la Brock Purdy, Jared Goff, etc. Okay, that's what it means for the Vikings. What's it mean for the NFL? Right, because Jalen Waddle goes and gets paid. Tyreek Hill's making $30 million. Devontae Smith just got paid. A.J. Brown's making up there near around $30 million. And now Justin Jefferson comes in, resets it at 35. You still have CeeDee Lamb that needs to re-sign. He'll probably be somewhere close to 35. Brandon Ayuk still needs to sign. He'll probably be a little bit less than 35, probably closer to 30, but he'll be in that general range. And we talked about it today. I'm not sure that's a recipe to win Super Bowls. And you're like, well, how can you it's an offensive league. You have to have a weapon, right, to go win Super Bowls. And now that is true. And I challenged you to find it, and I couldn't find it. Who is the last Super Bowl winner to have a star wide receiver on the outside? I guess, just a star. Their number one target is an outside wide receiver. And now many of you listening would be like, well, the Rams won it. Cooper Kupp's like a stud. He set records that year. Cooper Kupp is mostly in the slot, an over the middle target, a third down target. Well, the Chiefs with Tyreek Hill. Yeah, you could argue that. That's the one I'll listen to, but then I would also counter Travis Kelce over the middle, right? They had an over the middle target, and a damn good one at that. Go back, Tom Brady, a bunch of Julian Edelmans, Rob Gronkowski's, Danny Amendola's over the middle. You know, the only time he had a dominant outside wide receiver, Randy Moss. Yeah, they didn't win a Super Bowl. No, they set a bunch of records and then lost to Eli Manning. So, I don't know if the recipe is to go pay $35 million for an outside target when we have no precedent that actually leads to winning championships. All your Cooper Kupps, your Edelmans, your Gronkowskis over the middle, your Travis Kelce's. That's what wins in the league. I'm not sure that outside receivers are actually that valuable to winning playoff games and winning Super Bowls. Maybe I'm crazy. Right now, let's put it in the local market. A lot of people from Pittsburgh listen. Would you want to pay George Pickens right now anywhere close to $35 million?
God, no.
Who would you rather pay first? Now, they're going to be different numbers because they're different positions and it's a different market. Who would you rather pay top of the market to? Pat Freiermuth or George Pickens?
No, that's a tough one. I would probably lean towards... I think there's more special in George Pickens. I think if you lock him down for the long term, that's what I would rather have. But I see what you mean here, where you're trying to go with this.
I would go Muth. To me, it's not even... Let's go hot take. I don't think George Pickens is on the Steelers to start, not this year, but next year. I don't think he makes it past this year.
I think if there's a semblance of a good offense with a good quarterback, that he'll at least be happy.
No, but you just said it, with a good quarterback.
Yeah.
Do you really think he's going to be like, oh yeah, Russ and Justin Fields are my
We have
guys?
yet to see any of those two in Pittsburgh uniforms.
Correct.
I'm not saying it's going to be great, but I'm going to say it's going to be better than what they've had.
Could be. It could be.
The point is, I 100% agree with you, though. I would not pay a receiver $35 million.
Cool.
That is wild. The thing you have to remember here is the rate of injury, too, is so much different in a receiver. Like, these are guys that are getting hit over the middle all the time.
Sure.
They go out.
A lot of them are very slender nowadays. I think that's what will do it as well. But I'm just not convinced that an outside receiver is the best way to win.
No, and that's not what you should build around. That should not be the cornerstone.
Well, yes, obviously the quarterback should be the cornerstone, and they're just hoping J.J. McCarthy will be that cornerstone.
Yeah, but you don't have to pay him.
Right.
But you don't have to pay him.
And it's a really tough spot to be in because it's like, what are you going to do? Let Justin Jefferson hit the market? What, are you just going to let him walk?
No, you have to make him an offer. You have to make him an offer.
Well, you have to make him the offer, right? There's only one offer on the board for Justin Jefferson, and it is the highest paid receiver ever.
Right, but if you really believe in what J.J. McCarthy's going to be, then you wouldn't really worry about keeping him around Justin Jefferson all that much. If you thought he was going to be number one, top of the league in like 2 years, you would just go find the next receiver.
Sure, but I would also counter that with saying, do you think there's I'm going to lose my job? Are you going to be the GM that trades Justin Jefferson is my question.
No.
But do you have the balls to do that? I don't.
No, but I think he's there almost purely to just make sure that JJ is as comfortable as he can possibly be.
I don't think that's a bad thing.
Some sort of weapon out
there.
I
don't know. By the way, I don't hate them signing. I would have signed him as well. I'm just saying, I think that unless J.J. McCarthy comes out and he is a top 10 quarterback within the next 2 years.
It looks like a bad decision.
Yes, correct. Maybe not bad decision, but I don't think it is a Super Bowl winning decision.
Yeah.
For a lot of teams, being good and getting to the playoffs is enough, and that's fine. And the problem with the Steelers is that they've been fine with that for the last decade and a half.
It's
not been fine.
With mediocre, yeah.
Right. Exactly. And so, the Vikings are going to be good. They're going to be entertaining for the next 4 to 5 years. Okay, that's good for them. I don't think it puts them... in fact, I would say it takes them out of the Super Bowl bubble for the next 4 years.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure how much I trust J.J. McCarthy in that sense either. You know what I mean?
Well, we're not McCarthy fans.
So
I don't view him as a very good prospect. He's fine.
I think a lot of things will come to light when the season starts.
Cool.
Either way, let's go. We got hits and misses here. 3 hits, 3 misses on Thursday.
All right, number 1 here. We've been saying it forever, basically since we've had the podcast, because the league has been pivoting to offense. The NFL has for the last decade. Obviously, we've had this podcast for what? Almost 4 years.
It's 4 years.
Okay, yeah. So for all 4 years, they've been still going in that direction. And we've said multiple times, and we've quoted Moneyball every time, adapt or die. Adapt or die. Yeah. And I'm not saying, I just went on a rant about how I'm not sure that paying him all that money is necessarily good for, the Vikings winning chances. But it's very clear that's where the league is going. Right? I'd rather pay Justin Jefferson top of the market than a safety.
Yeah.
Right, or a linebacker. It's very clear what positions you need to pay, and the teams that get it. The teams that don't just have no shot.
No, yeah, it's pretty clear. When you understand the value of each position and what each one brings, and structuring your payroll as such.
Correct. Yeah, it's not like I'm bent out of shape that they paid Jefferson. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that part of me, there is a sliver of me, and I would argue there's a large portion of me that is I just don't know if that actually means a Super Bowl win.
Yeah, I don't think it equates.
Yeah.
I think it could help.
I think I would rather pay him and have him than not have him on my team. Let's put it that way.
That's fair. More
at least
sales,
more ticket sales.
Now.
Yeah, as of right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Moine here. The WNBA is such a joke. I thought for a split second, I was like, okay, they have Caitlin Clark. They're good. They're good. This is going to be their Tiger Woods for golf. And I'm not saying they're going to be a top, 10 league in the country, or even in the state of Pennsylvania if they were, but they're not a top 50 league in the United States right now. It's not even particularly close. The YMCA down the road probably has more revenue, and it's sad, but it's damn near true. They're hemorrhaging money, hemorrhaging it. But I thought for once, I was like, okay, they have a star. People are watching. People are interested. How the draft got millions of people to watch it. I didn't even know they had a draft. I just thought I don't even know. But I was clearly wrong. It's such a joke of a league. It is such a joke. From the top, the commissioner, to the owners, to the coaches, to the players. It is a joke of a league. It's ridiculous. You finally have somebody that's good and willing to move your sport forward. The schedule was rough for her. They've lost with the first 9 games. They were 1-8. They're 2-10 right now. Can we stack it a little bit so she's interesting? Nobody's watching anymore because they suck. Right? So not only did the league do her a disservice, there's players that are publicly, eviscerating her. On the court they're going after her. Hey, do you understand that you guys are making money because of her? Are they aware of that yet? It seems like not.
She's the one driving the revenue. She's the one getting people
Correct.
to watch the games,
Correct.
watch the draft, buy the jerseys, buy the tickets. And you're going to come after your star. You don't go after your number one salesman. You don't go attack your number one method of, I guess, generating income.
And it's love them or love her or love him, love them or hate them. They are making you a bunch of money, right? So I think of Tiger Woods with golf. I'm sure all those golfers got sick of him winning majors, but it's people watch for Tiger. When people watch for Tiger, my 10th place goes from 100,000 to 300,000 for getting in 10th place. So it's does it suck to not win because he's so good? He's beating the shit out of all of us. Does that suck? Yes.
But it benefits the league.
Are we making a ton of money because of him winning a bunch? Yes.
Benefits the league.
Same thing with Caitlin Clark. I almost lost my mind. Angel Reese said, oh, well, people aren't just watching for her, they're watching for me too. Not really. Not particularly.
No.
I think more people go to her OnlyFans than they do actually go to the NBA or WNBA games.
There it is. Hit
number 2 here. I've said for years now, this is probably I guess not years, it's only, years. About two years since betting has become legalized in pretty much every state now. that it's going to be really good, but it can get messy, right? With everything, you legalize everything or something or whatever, whatever legislation you're implementing. There's always going to be pitfalls. There's always going to be some turbulence to it.
For sure.
But I was here for it, and I still am. It did get messy. Tucapita Marcano, former Bucco, is facing a lifetime ban.
Oh.
While he was with the Pirates, when he was hurt, he was betting on the Pirates.
Wow.
Betting on his own team.
To lose or win? Probably to lose.
See, now, they were having this discussion on The Fan today. They said...
Because you bet 4 of them. I mean,
is it better or worse? Like, how would you feel if he was betting on the team to win?
Betting on the team to win?
Not that bad.
Not that
What
bad.
if he
I'd
was
be like, come on, dude.
What if
I'd
he
be
was?
Like, all right, at least you had some faith.
Yeah. What if he was like hammering Cardinals money line?
Dude, that's a little left up. I'd
Right.
be like,
but the rule's the rule, so I don't think it matters from a punishment standpoint.
But honestly,
or from our standpoint,
if we're being completely honest, which one was he making more money on?
probably fading them.
Yeah.
Right. And I also thought of this too. It's like you're hurt. You're sitting in the dugout 5 days a week. You're doing bullshit rehab. I mean, like, you're in the dugout. It's probably get a little boring, no? I mean, like,
right, but
good way to spice it up, put some skin in the game.
Put some skin in the game, but you also have all the insider information. You know whose arm isn't feeling
exactly.
good. You know all that stuff.
Correct.
So maybe why are you betting yourself? You should be running some back street side alley operation out of there.
Just
where
like
you're just pumping information.
Tim Donaghy.
Yeah, you give me info, I give you money.
Right. Miss number 2 here. I thought Connor McDavid would be, like a classic, really, really good, but doesn't have that winning DNA, Yeah. But I don't know, man. Looks like he might. They're into the Stanley Cup Stanley Cup championship. Them versus Florida Panthers?
Yes.
Not great for the league. I'm not going to lie to you. They almost had New York and who's the team that Edmonton beat? Dallas. Talk about big markets. Right? You could have had New York and Dallas. But instead, you have Edmonton in some small town in Florida.
Yeah, but I think Edmonton's a good hockey town at least. You get
but they don't
show that's
drive.
been on forever. The oil
yes,
change.
But they're a good market for Canada.
Yeah, but the thing
What would they even rank in the NHL in terms of market size? They're probably like 20th.
Well, I think McDavid helps it a lot. That's the thing. Like, I think at least getting that start.
I mean, yeah.
That's the positive of it. You get that star to a Stanley Cup. You got him there.
Correct.
So
That's
now you
awesome.
can make a lot of money off of that.
Yeah.
He can possibly win one, drum up business back in Edmonton. That's great. But, like, I do agree that it's not...
And we also had this discussion. Whoever... 50 years ago decided, hey, we're going to have our season end in like the middle of June is a complete dipshit.
Oh, yeah, it's not smart. But
is an idiot. What are you doing?
Okay, but like
you're competing with the NBA Finals, which you're never going to beat them. And the NBA is not even that big, and you're never going to beat the NBA.
Yeah.
You're competing with, I don't know, going outside. I'd rather sit on my back porch and watch the grass grow if it's nice outside and drink porch beers than I would watch hockey.
That's a good time.
The best thing on ice is whiskey.
All
Period.
Right, but
End of story.
Hockey's a good time.
Sure.
Playoff hockey's fun.
Yes, it's good, but I don't care about it. Edmonton and Florida, I don't care.
That's the thing. Outside of Pittsburgh, I'm not a big hockey guy.
If I
won't watch a random game.
Right, like I said, I still like the sport, but if it is 75 degrees outside and I can go drink a porch beer, I'm doing that over watching hockey.
That's fair.
Wish I had a TV outside, then it would be best of both worlds. Mm-hmm. Hit number 3 here. I've said it literally every single year that the Pirates are going to disappoint you. Quit getting your hopes up after we literally started 5-0 and people thought that the world was falling down and that the Pirates were going to win the World Series. And I'm like, can we breathe?
We came crashing back to reality quite quickly.
They're so bad. They're so bad. I don't know.
I hate the relief pitching. I think Chapman is horrific. And I don't like betting on.
You've been on that for so long that you didn't like the Chapman one.
I have.
See, I was more... I didn't hate the Chapman move, but you've been on that for a while. That's a big hit for you.
As soon as I saw that come out, I was like, no. Like, Aroldis is not going to be good.
Yeah, you've had 2 really good hits in the past couple years. Chapman and then C.J. Stroud.
Yeah.
Good for you.
That's why I'm riding C.J. Stroud again this year. Yeah, he's my guy.
Miss number 3 here. I thought Russ at one point in time would be the MVP of the National Football League. And now I've probably used this as a miss before, so I don't want to double dip too much, and here's why I'm using it as a miss again. I'm going to officially move off Russ. He was a former one of my guys. I'm going to officially move off Russell Wilson.
Wow.
And it's weird because he's finally a Steeler.
That's weird.
And I'm moving off of him.
I was gonna say like the
He
series.
was in Seattle
of
for all
events
this
here.
time,
Yeah.
and I am
He
moving
was
off.
Seattle. He was still your guy. He got traded to Denver.
I liked him in Denver.
He was still your guy.
He's not
He
my
gets
guy.
traded to Pittsburgh,
He's not my guy.
and you take him off your guy list.
Okay, so let's go with
who's on your list?
Well, I have Trevor Lawrence. I have Caleb Williams, obviously.
Yeah.
I've always been a bigger Kirk Cousins and Jared Goff fan than most.
Okay.
And for a little bit, Derek Carr was on there. I'll still keep Derek Carr as a low-level guy.
What about Gardner Minshew?
I do like Minshew.
Is he on the list?
I wouldn't say he's on the list.
Is he?
I've always
is he
liked
a fringe guy on the list?
He's a fringe guy. I've always liked Gardner when compared to Baker because Gardner has like the exact same stats as Baker, but he's not viewed even in the same stratosphere.
You liked Gardner when it came to him and Jalen Hurts too. That's what got all the noise on social media.
Okay. I can't wait to bring that back up too, because Jalen Hurts has had one good year. Other than that, he has been
Wild
dog water.
Mediocre. It's mediocre. He's been
below
good.
average. I'd say below. I wouldn't even say good. I'd say below average.
Okay. This will be a discussion. Write this one down.
I would say I would have taken. I would take Carson Wentz over the Jalen Hurts that we've seen, except for that 1 year.
Okay.
Okay, we gotta go.
Yeah, we gotta go.
Okay.
Write that down so we don't forget about it.
I'll write it
It'll be
down.
a discussion.
Go
in
and do the
future.
outro.
Guys,
5
stick around.
seconds. Go quicker.
We will be back in the second segment doing the 5 worst contracts in recent memory, as well as a discussion on the Los Angeles Chargers and a little bit of last call to finish things out. So don't go anywhere.
Welcome back in. It's the issue. What is it? The 6th now? 6-6? Is that right?
June 6th.
All right. 6-6, 2024. Welcome back in. However, you are finding us, whether that be YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio has been a big one for us. So we appreciate them. We appreciate you guys listening on all those channels and networks. So thank you guys so much for joining us. If you missed last segment for whatever reason, if you found your way here without listening to the earlier stuff, go back, listen. We talked about the wide receiver market, which has ballooned to an absurd number, $35 million a year on average.
Never pay that
for Justin Jefferson. Yeah, I would not prefer to, although it'd be tough to tell Justin Jefferson no on whatever he wants, basically, because he's unbelievable. Probably the best receiver in football.
Yeah,
when he's healthy.
But you can make the argument for like how much longer.
What do you mean how much longer? He's like 27. Not even.
Okay,
like
but
25.
We've seen primes of players, especially at the receiver position.
No,
last for 4 or 5
my
years.
concern is absolutely not how long is he going to be good. I don't think that's a problem at all. I'm just concerned with that's a large number to pay him.
Yeah, that's fair.
It got darker in here.
Yeah, it did. We're good though. We roll on.
We'll roll on. Let's go ahead and let's talk about the worst contracts in the recent NFL, memory, because in the spirit of contracts, some people think it's a bad contract. I don't think it's a bad contract, but nonetheless, let's talk about some of the worst contracts that we could scrounge up. So we'll start at number 5 here. We'll ease you into it because it's going to start to hurt towards the end. Let's go to number 5, Nick Foles to the Jaguars. Now, you don't even think about it because, well, the only real relevant history of the Jaguars is with Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
So you don't even think about the fact that, well, he wasn't there always, right? Like, he wasn't just, like, born a Jaguar whenever they started in, 2000-something.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so they went with Nick Foles. Of course, he didn't even win the job. It was 4 years, $88 million. I forget how much was guaranteed. It was... Actually, I have the numbers right here. Why would I try to guess? But if you remember correctly, you may be like, oh, I don't even remember him, that much on the Jags. Yeah, it's because he didn't even beat out Gardner Minshew. Gardner Minshew at the time was a rookie, and Gardner ended up starting. $50 million of it was guaranteed. He actually ended up getting paid out all of that $50 million, not from the Jags, but in total he did end up getting that, obviously, because it's guaranteed. But yeah, first of all, didn't even win the job. When he did play a couple times, it was not pretty. I want to say his stats for that year, he had 3 touchdowns and 8 picks. It was bad.
Yeah.
Nick Foles, 2019 with the Jags, 4 years, $88 million.
I was gonna say the I can't believe they paid him that much money to sit on the bench and hold a clipboard.
Right, and
he was the
I will
biggest
applaud them for looking at the situation, being well, Minshew's probably better, and just not having any. Alliance just because of the financials.
Yeah.
They said, we're going to put the best quarterback out there.
I mean, he really just got paid to be, the biggest Microsoft Surface tablet, endorsement ever. Just sitting there holding it.
Dude, that's the same season where the Jags started with a win. In Minshew's first game, they were like, oh my God, a dub, 1-0. And they lost every game thereafter.
Yeah.
That was bad. That's how they ended
I
up
do
getting
remember
Trevor
that year.
Lawrence. Yep. And, to be fair, if you want to look at it like that year allowed them to get Trevor Lawrence, then this may be the best
Like
contract.
the holistic view.
Yeah, maybe the best contract in NFL history. Let's go to number 4, and it's actually a coach. And it's going to be John Gruden. 10 years, $100 million.
Now that is crazy.
Fully guaranteed, which most coaches' salaries are. That's not insane. To me, and maybe it's because I wasn't a functional human being when John Gruden coached in the early 2000s. I was like, I don't know, a toddler. But I just thought it was a little bit weird to bring a TV personality to coach. I know he had coached before, but he had kind of transformed into a TV personality, and not the one where he was known for like analytics or like drawing up plays or any of that. Like he wasn't like Tony Romo, who knew exactly what was coming, or what Brady's going to be, where it's like a high football knowledge. I'm not saying John doesn't know football, but his personality was the reason he was popular on TV. And they said, and the Raiders said, nope, let's bring him in $10 million a year. You're like, I just don't think that's smart. That just doesn't seem like a smart idea.
And it proved to not be smart with the way that whole thing ended, collapsed in on itself, and just got messy.
Yeah, especially because like with the emails and all that, it was rough.
They
weren't good, and he was shady. Yeah,
it got to the point where it was like, the coaching isn't great, and this situation makes me cringe.
Right, and God, they just have a knack for doing that too. Yeah, then it was Josh McDaniels, and
it didn't get better.
Oh my God, bad. Yeah. Anyway, number 3 here, Carson Wentz, and this pains me to say it because there was actually, and I can remember it right now. We did a preseason ranking of quarterbacks. This was in, like, I think 2020 or 2021.
Big old studio.
And I had, yes, that table with a box of poster board around it.
Yes.
Talking into your old laptop.
Yes.
Correct. I remember it. Yes. And I remember writing it on a Post-it note. I had him in my top 5. I think I had him in my top 3. Like, I think it was like Mahomes, him.
That was it.
But anyway, 4 years, $128 million from the Eagles. That was a rough one, that's for sure. And I think it's one of those biggest what-ifs in terms of an NFL quarterback for me because he's so talented.
Yeah.
He's 6'4.5", 235, can move, big arm.
Had the frame.
Yes.
Had all the intangibles.
He was pretty accurate. He was just a little bit reckless with the football. And there was some off-the-field stuff that I don't think a lot of people... like. You heard rumors like in the locker room he wasn't the best teammate, and I don't know how much
very
that's true.
Standoffish.
But
I've heard he's a standoffish
that's what I've heard.
guy.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. Yeah, I'm not gonna, crush the guy for it because I don't have great sourcing, but from a lot of really proven sources, that's what we've heard.
Right.
So, yeah. Number 2, let's go with Russell Wilson. Everybody knows this one. This is the most recent.
That was a bad one.
It is 5 years, $245 million. Broncos are still basically paying for him to play for the Steelers, which is sweet for us. Although, granted, I don't think he's going to be very good. I think Russ at this point in his career is a C- quarterback. And so to pay a C to C- quarterback that much money doesn't make a ton of sense. It's not good. And then also, it's not the contract, but I think it needs factored in. The fact that they also give up 2 firsts, a third, Noah Fant, Drew Lock, that's fine. You can get rid of Drew Lock, but he was in that trade.
It's still a lot.
But the 2 firsts, a third, and Noah Fant is a haul.
You
gave up a ton.
You got fleeced.
And so to give up that much and get fleeced on the finances, that is rough.
That's
a rough spot to be
day.
in. Yes. I don't understand how that GM still has his job.
I was
I'm just saying.
He
and he also hired Nat Hackett in the same time. I just want to throw that out there.
That's 2 horrible decisions on top of each other. Yeah. I mean,
correct.
I just don't understand how you keep a job of that caliber after making that big of a mistake. That's not like a little oopsies.
No, that's like, oh shit.
$240 million.
Right, that's like a lot of money.
Yeah.
A lot of it guaranteed. I think it was like $180 million guaranteed too. So like,
not as bad as this next one though.
This one's yes. Deshaun Watson, 5 years, $230 million, fully guaranteed.
Fully
guaranteed. Like, the Broncos can move off Russ's deal. They're going to pay him this year, a little bit next year, and then they're, like, done with it. It's like, okay, we're cool. They still have 3 or 4 more years of paying Deshaun top of the market level. That's absurd.
Well, now, here's the problem. The problem is he's not going to play to that level at any point, I don't think. Like, I don't see him elevating to that.
I don't view him as a top 20 quarterback in the league.
But he's being paid like a top 3.
Yeah. Like, I feel like I could rattle off 19 guys I'd rather have. Maybe even 20 over him.
Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense. How do you get that contract? Do you have the best agent in the world? Is that what it comes down to? Like,
I
you
mean,
just have a
evidently.
killer agent?
Well, no, and then here's also the issue. It's Cleveland. So Cleveland's desperate. Cleveland's stupid. 3 firsts, 2 seconds, and a fourth.
They'll do anything for a couple jersey
Deshaun.
sales.
3 firsts, 2 seconds, and a fourth for Deshaun Watson, and you're going to fully guarantee his contract. Now I need to go down the list of the quarterbacks I'd rather have because I just have to do it.
Okay, go
Because
ahead.
I said I could,
Okay.
and I have to
Start in
prove
the
I
AFC
can.
North. Let's go AFC North first.
Okay, I would go Lamar and Burrow both over him.
Okay. Let's go AFC West.
I would go Patrick. I'd go. Oh, so that's 2. I'd go Patrick. I'd go Herbert.
That's it.
I would go Bo Nix right now.
Okay.
I'd go Bo Nix.
Okay. AFC East.
I would go Tua. I would go Aaron Rodgers. I would go Josh Allen.
Okay. AFC South.
I'd go Anthony Richardson. I'd go C.J. Stroud. I'd go Trevor Lawrence.
Okay. NFC North.
Jordan Love, yes. Not J.J. McCarthy.
Caleb Williams.
Caleb Williams, absolutely. Jared Goff, absolutely.
Okay. NFC West.
NFC West. Stafford, yes. That's what, 15 right there?
Yep.
Stafford, yes. Kyler, yes.
Purdy.
Purdy, yes. I would, yeah, okay, that's it for that.
NFC East.
I'd go Dak, yeah.
What about Jalen?
I'd go Jalen.
No
I'd probably go
Daniel Jones.
Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, no Daniel Jones, though.
Yeah, I'd go Jaden Daniels.
Okay. NFC South. Finish it off.
I'd go Kirk for sure. For sure. I'd probably go Baker. Probably. I would actually think about Derek Carr. Probably not Derek Carr, but it's closer than you'd think.
So you just listed like 20.
That's 22.
Yeah, 22 quarterbacks.
Yeah.
that you would take
so
over
at
Deshaun
best,
Watson.
I'd put him at 23. You could argue me into like 18th on that list.
There
but
it
yeah.
is.
But yeah, those are the worst contracts in
Go
NFL
back
history. Deshaun Watson, 5 years, $230 million, fully guaranteed. Russell Wilson, 5 for $245. Carson Wentz, 4 for $128. John Gruden, 10 for $100. And Nick Foles, 4 years, $88 million. The infamous 1-15 season that he didn't actually play that much in.
That is a tough day.
Let's go ahead and pivot to a little bit of a discussion about the Chargers. So I was looking, the over-under totals are out for all the teams, and I'm up and down it, and actually find the Chargers over-under total, because right now off the top of my head, I know it's lower than I thought, but I'm blanking if it's 7.5 or 8.5. Okay. I know it's one of the two. Whatever. But anyway, I'm going up and down the list. I'm like, okay, who do I love? Who do I don't like? We did a segment on that.
8.5.
Is it 8.5? Okay. And we did a segment on that, I don't know, 4 weeks ago when they came out. Which ones we loved, which ones we hated. And we didn't touch a ton on the Chargers. That's one that I think 8.5 is criminally low. I think we're forgetting that they absolutely have a top 7 quarterback in Justin Herbert. I don't think that's disputable. You could argue top 10. Fine. Okay. The lowest I'll go is 10. Seriously. I would say Harbaugh already walking into the league as a top 10 coach. I don't care that they don't have a lot of wide receivers. Their offensive line is going to be really good. They have a pass rusher. Right? They check a lot of boxes. Good tackles, good quarterback, good coach, good pass rusher. I know the weapons aren't great. They're going to run the football. Jim Harbaugh is going to run the football. Are we all aware that he took the Niners from I think they were 3-13? And I think they won 8 games or 9 games the next year. Are we aware that that's what Jim Harbaugh is capable of doing with a team? To me, that's an easy over. I mean, am I out of my mind?
No, I like the over here. I've been very optimistic on the Chargers in the past, even despite Brandon Staley being completely incompetent and seeming to know nothing about the game of football.
Well, and we even knew that going into last year, and we still liked him.
Yeah,
but that's
just because we thought the talent would carry.
That says so much about Herbert.
I think the talent's there. I think now that you have a coach, things are going to explode for you. You're in a tough division, though. That's the thing. You're very much in the Steelers' position, where I think you're now. You have more talent than Pittsburgh, but it's also, what's the schedule look like? You have to worry about things like strength of schedule.
For the Chargers?
Yes. I think...
Gotta keep going.
I think Harbaugh's extremely important, and I think he's going to get them a bunch of wins, and I think that's going to be great for the organization, but I think they're still at this stage right now where they have to battle through such an extremely tough division and extremely tough
under
conference.
8.5?
No, I'm going to go over, but I just don't think it's going to be out of this world. I think 9.
Yeah, no,
10
I think 9 wins. I think 9 wins.
Maybe win a playoff game.
So they open with the Raiders at home. That's a win.
That's a win.
They go to Carolina.
Win.
That's a win.
2-0.
To Pittsburgh. I
That's a tough game.
to me, I'm right now. I would take the Chargers.
3-0.
Then they have the Chiefs at home. I would probably go
3-1.
Chiefs. Then they go to Denver,
4-1.
probably 4-1. Then they go to Arizona.
5-1.
The Saints at home.
6-1.
Yeah, at Cleveland they probably lose that game.
6-2. Yeah.
They get the Titans at home, 7-2.
7-2.
The Bengals come to town, probably 7-3. Ravens come to town, 7-4. Go to Atlanta. So they go to Atlanta, to the Chiefs, and then they have the Bucks at home. I would say over those three, they probably win 2.
Yeah.
So they what 7-4. You know, give them 2 wins, give them a
9.
loss, so they're 9-5.
I think they barely make the over. That's
And
what I
then,
think.
we're not done. That's 9-5. Then they have the Broncos at home. It's a coin toss game. But then they end with the Patriots and the Raiders.
Yes. But
So,
I think
like,
there's
they
also
could-
some games in there where they could slip up. I think
Correct. Yeah,
I
I'm
think
not saying
Pittsburgh
yes.
could be a loss.
Right. I think Pittsburgh could be a loss. I think they could easily lose all 3 of those games in that stretch we just
I think
talked
they could
about.
lose to Atlanta. Yeah.
Or I think they're going to lose to Atlanta and the Chiefs, and I think they would beat the Bucks. But it wouldn't shock me if they lost to the Bucks and beat Atlanta
It's
on
just-
a field goal or something.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
Like I think it's a barely over
But
8.5 win team.
See, maybe I'm just higher on them. Seeing the schedule now, I haven't looked at the schedule in a week. Seeing the schedule now, I think they may be closer to an 11-win team. This is a cupcake schedule. Are we kidding?
Let's not forget though that it is. I think Harbaugh's going to be great, but it's his first year. You have to give coaches some time.
Right, but I don't think it's a full rebuild. They have talent on the roster.
Yeah, but just to get acclimated with everything, I think it's going to take just a little bit of time.
I don't think that matters as much as you think. Acclimated.
Yeah, to his style.
They're not 10-year-olds preparing for football.
It's okay.
They don't have to condition. This isn't heat acclimation.
I think there's still just a change when there comes a new administration.
It's
in the
not
locker room.
Switzerland. He'll be fine.
How's Switzerland tie in?
But he's not going to a different country. It's still American football.
Yeah.
He's coached everywhere. He's coached San Diego, Stanford, Michigan, the 49ers. He's coached everyone, worked everywhere.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be oh my God, I have to completely adjust to how the NFL is. I think he knows.
No, I know that, but I just don't think with one group of guys
I'm not
you
saying
walk
it's
in
easy.
same year.
Yes, I'm not saying it's easy, but this is such an easy schedule. Are we kidding? The Raiders, the Panthers. Okay, because we have time. Let's go thought experiment. How many games are they going to have the better quarterback in? So the Raiders, yes. Panthers, yes. Steelers, yes. Chiefs, no. Broncos, yes. Cardinals, some would argue Kyler. I would go Herbert. Would you go Herbert?
I go Herbert.
So then, yes. Derek Carr. I would go Herbert. Deshaun Watson. I would go Herbert. Will Levis. Herbert. Or whoever's starting for the Titans at that point. Joe Burrow. I'd probably go Burrow. Lamar. Coin flip. I'd go Lamar. Okay, I'd go Lamar. Kirk Cousins. I'd go Herbert.
Yeah. He's younger.
Mahomes. I would go Mahomes. I would go Herbert over Baker. I'd go Herbert over Bo Nix. I'd go Herbert over Drake May or Jacoby Brissett, whoever's starting week 8 or 17 at the time. And then the Raiders again.
I like it.
So, that's 2 against Mahomes, 1 against Burrow, 1 against Lamar,
That's it.
and another 1 against Mahomes. That's it.
Okay,
5.
5.
I think it's an 11-win team.
Okay.
I'm going 11 wins.
Look, it wouldn't surprise me. I'm just saying. I just think
11 wins.
I think this team's going to be good.
Put it on the board, yes.
Okay.
As soon as we get off here, I'm betting the rest of my ESPN bet on the over
Okay.
of 8.5.
How much is on there?
It's like $50.
Okay.
I'm not rich,
Okay, that's fine.
but I
That's
will
still,
be
that's
after
still
that.
a pretty big bet.
I wonder what the
Payout would be
bet. Yeah.
a long shot.
Well, that's not even that long shot.
No, but it's still a long shot compared to other bets. Yeah.
Well, their over is going to be minus 110.
I have the line right here actually. The over is minus 144.
Yeah, so that's not going to pay me out a ton. I wonder though if I tease it up to 10.5.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
Then
now
that's
we're
where you go
talking,
different.
Now we're talking.
That's
I
where
think
you
it's
go
an
different.
11-win team.
That's where you go different.
All right, let's go last call here. So we have one that's going to be fun for next week. Stick-to-itiveness. It's going to be good. You guys will hear that again.
That will be good.
But go we have our top 5. Or I guess we're just going to volley back and forth. We're
gonna go
or
draft.
should we go draft?
Yeah, let's go draft.
Okay. Do I have the first overall pick?
You do. Yeah.
I'm going to go
Don't.
Chick-fil-A.
Okay. But you're gonna make me the enemy today. I get it. Okay.
Why? You don't like Chick-fil-A?
No, I love Chick-fil-A.
That would have been your 1-1?
Yes.
Okay. As long as we're on the same page.
So we got Chick-fil-A. Okay. I mean, that's just a staple. You can't beat it.
I would agree. Chick-fil-A is goated. Okay, go ahead.
The arch nemesis to Chick-fil-A. Raising Cane's.
Are
at
you
1.
serious right now?
Yep.
You
Raising
went Cane's at 1?
Yep.
That's absurd.
The people that know. It's
That's
not my fault that
I'm
you
not
don't like
saying
Cane's.
it's not good.
It's not my fault
not
you
saying
don't
it's
like
not
Cane's.
good.
It's not my fault.
That's fine.
I love it. It's
That's
fantastic.
Fine. That's fine. That's fine. I think a second-round pick should be a safe pick. One that I guess. Wait, how many rounds are we in? 5?
5.
No, never mind. I have time for safety later. Let's go ahead and lay it all out there then. I'm going to go in that same general vein.
Oh.
And I'm going to go Popeyes.
At 2?
Yeah. Have you had their chicken sandwich?
Have you had Cane's?
It's good. It's okay.
Okay. At 2, Chipotle.
Are we counting it as fast food?
Yes. Chipotle.
I could not disagree more.
Chipotle
If you
is
can't
absolutely
order
fast
it
food.
from your car, I don't think it's fast
There are
food.
Chipotle drive-thrus.
Wow, we're really gonna go Chipotle?
I'm going Chipotle.
Okay.
It's a staple, and it's a great one for the
I didn't know
gym
that
goers.
we even counted that.
Yeah.
That's fair. Okay, I'll give it to you.
That's fast food.
I'll give it to you. Wow. Okay. All right.
I'm penning that in. Raising Cane's and Chipotle for me.
I mean, so far
have-
you have it because I didn't know Chipotle was an option. Could you imagine if I had Chick-fil-A and Chipotle 1-2?
You have Chick-fil-A and Popeyes.
I would have won instantly. Instantly. We wouldn't even have to finish the whole thing. Fine, I'll go Moe's.
Moe's.
I like Moe's.
I love their queso.
There's an argument Moe's is better.
I think so too.
And well, now here's the
steak
thing.
stack?
OG Chipotle,
Nothing
significantly
beats it.
better.
Nothing beats it.
Their quality has gone into the shitter.
It has. Have you seen the video from that CEO too? From their CEO, he's like, the portion sizes haven't changed. I'm like, how can you sit here and lie to us?
Yeah, lie right to my face.
You don't think I realized that when I got a
You
burrito when I
don't
was in
think
8th
I
grade?
know.
That burrito's the size of a fucking NFL football. I get a burrito now. That thing, I'm lucky if it's a TDJ.
Okay. Now you've lost half of our audience, but continue.
It's a youth-sized football.
Okay, there you go.
Anyway, my third pick. God, I should have prepared more. McDonald's. McDonald's.
Okay.
It's simple. It's
That's fair.
great. It's the American classic.
I can't hate on that too much.
McDonald's at 3.
Yeah, hear me out here. And then you're going to go with the opposite right after me. I know it. I'm going to go with the slightly smaller of the two, but way better morally. And I think they provide more on the one end. And I would go Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh, yeah.
I would go Dunkin' Donuts. I would say that they provide something that Starbucks doesn't, and that is a shitload of fantastic donuts. I know, right?
I don't understand how you can be a coffee place and not have donuts.
I know, right? I thought I had a feeling you're going to go Starbucks next.
I was not going to go Starbucks. I can't agree with them enough morally to
I was
pick
just going to
them.
say, I can't put myself out there like that.
No, God, no.
Too liberal for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Continue.
God, fast food. I'm between a couple places. You know what one I really have come to like recently is Charlie's Subs.
Oh.
They're fantastic.
Oh,
They're fantastic.
okay.
I don't know if that's what... I'm gonna walk it back. Because I just thought of another sub place. Jersey Mike's. Give me Jersey Mike's.
Okay.
That's fast
Yeah,
food, right?
yeah. Well, that's in the same thing as like a Moe's or a Chipotle, I would
Yeah.
say.
Jersey Mike's.
Okay.
It's a great one.
I don't hate Jersey Mike's. So I was between a couple. Cookout was on my list of honorable mention. I do like a good cookout. The problem is we don't have any up here, so I don't have it enough. You
Yeah.
know, so I can't say that it's my favorite because I eat it like once a year. But I would go back to my OG roots. You know it. Penn Station Subs, baby.
Oh.
For those who don't know, high school Timbo, Lord knows why they let me, but was the manager of a Penn Station. Well, I guess not the manager. I was a manager at a Penn Station. Could
How
imagine
old were
that?
you?
17. Yeah, as a manager there.
Damn,
And I was chefing it up.
They were stringent.
Fantastic.
They were handing that key out.
But
there.
anyway, yeah.
My last pick here, it's going to be a different pick. They do serve food, but they're better known for their desserts. Dairy Queen.
Oh, you know what? That may have won you the draft. I don't know. That was close. So
Dairy
what? I got Chick-fil-A, Popeyes, Moe's, Dunkin' Donuts, Penn Station.
And I have Raising Cane's, Chipotle, McDonald's, Jersey Mike's, and Dairy Queen.
Dude, I think you got me. I think you got me for sure.
We need a poll. We should start posting a poll for every single one.
Yeah, I'll put it up there.
Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
All right. Well,
that's all we got for today, though, guys. Make sure you come back next week. Next Thursday, we will be back with another episode, barring anything insane, but we should be here. Talking more NFL. Everything's heating up. We're getting closer to the season. But we do appreciate you guys sticking around and being here. So we'll see you next week, and that was The Issue.